should I help you?
Nothing like a dwarf to get you to a tight spot.
Speaking of the monster matchup, here we go. Blue Mountain Commando needs to immediately be dropped. We drew double Vryhead Brigade as well as double Officer. Igni is nice. A Glace, questionable value here. I'm going to drop a Glace. Draw the Curon instead. Marjoram seems really good in this matchup. Octavist will probably have value. Morin is just okay. Would I rather have double Officer? Double movement seems fine. I would rather have one of my Archer girls. There we are. Archer girl. That is the effect. That's the official name, by the way. Archer girl. Not Dolbleth on Archer. Archer girl. Alright. I almost want to start out with an Octavist here. Just because more than likely this is going to be some sort of consume-based deck. Marjoram is always going to have effect here, but this would stop Solano Harpy from being the opening turn. Or if it does, it forces the Solano Harpy to be used very early on. Let's thin out the deck first. Let's see what we're actually playing against. How interesting. In the most not interesting way possible. I'm gonna grab this. We're going to clear the weather. Just so it doesn't tick over the course of the game. This is generally the only form of weather they run. We're about to get machine gunned down. Super exciting gameplay right here. Hits there, and hits one of these two twice. Hits that one again. Super exciting. Love it. We're down 10 stats right now. Well, I don't necessarily want to lock Curon, but Marjoram will take care of the Neckers that come out, so mulliganing him away doesn't seem bad. Also brings us back into the lead. The problem with going first is that if you fall behind at any given point, going down 2 cards is relatively unacceptable. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the idea that going first allows you to dictate the tempo in which the game is played. But against a deck like this, which Woodland Spirit is a very reactive card, and then eating 3 cards afterward is again a very reactive play, this deck is suited to going second. Or at least this hand, specifically, is suited to going second. I'm dropping Octavist immediately. Octavist is going to get insane value. Octavist is currently hitting, well, 8 units, with the potential of hitting more later on. If my opponent were to pass at this stage of the game, the ideal draw would be the War Dancer, because they're only carrying over 2 points in stats, meaning that if I were to mulligan the War Dancer, they would be forced to play a card next round, which is what I'm looking for. Maybe I should just hover over my hand. Oh. They're just going to give the round to me because they don't want that Octavist value. Interesting. How funny. Alright, War Dancer, come to me. Darn. Well, Yabin's a good second pick. Forces a card to be played, which is what they didn't want to have happen. So obviously we keep the Yavin. Morin and Teruvial are great cards to have here. I really like this entire hand, to be fair. I'm going to keep it.
Coexistence.
No such thing. Would I rather have a lock effect or muzzle? Muzzle is a gold card, effectively, potentially a 16-point play. Curon is a play denier. This is tough. Both are great cards, especially against this deck. But seeing as though I have the Marjoram as a final play, I also have the Geralt Igni. I'm not afraid of units becoming large. I'm more afraid of units, Oh, interesting. This makes me want to play a really, really hard unit to counter. Force him to play 2 cards into this. The best thing we can see here is a Solano Harpy. Just gotta touch that for a second. Make them think it's more likely to reveal. Goodbye.
Manticore venom
Should do the trick. Now we're at even card parity, meaning that they are forced to play a card this turn to win the round. But I'm debating whether or not 5 points is worth the carryover. Is this a hand that I think I can win with this round? You know what the crazy response to this is? Yes, I do think it is. I think this is a hand I can win with. I'm nuts. I'm actually nuts. Let's get that Necker out of here. I don't even want you to pull a Necker from your deck. Oh no, you muzzled my unit. That's not fair. I don't like that at all. I could muzzle it back. I think I'm gonna do just that. Give me that back. You don't get to keep... Morin doesn't belong to you. Crazy that I'm playing this out. I just have a good feeling, that's all. I have a good feeling. It's probably incorrect. My opponent has 2 cards on me. Having the Frightener here was a really nice card for them. Really? You're gonna play that. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna play the Brewer.
Mahakam wasn't built in a day.
Grab the Curon. Play the
Humans are
Curon.
not to be trusted.
Pull a unit into the front row as well. I'm at 40 points at the moment, so I'm 21 points ahead. K-Ran. If I were to pull the K-Ran into the front row, that would put this 10 strength, meaning that this is going to be 28 points. If I were to hit with the 4 points, that would put this at 24. It's not enough for Geralt Igni to burn both Yavin and the K-Ran. So that currently is not a line of play I can take. It's a line of play I want to take, but it's currently not a line of play I can be allowed to take. Frustrating, but true. This makes this turn extraordinarily difficult. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull the Karen up to the front. And there's a chance that if they play something into the front row... Right now, Igni can burn for a total of 17 points. That's not bad for a gold. But I'm greedy. And I designed this deck to get more. Well, my other brigade is currently in the graveyard, and my other movement effect is on the board, meaning that I have no more movement effects, which is a bit of a problem. Currently, I'm at 42 points, which is one ahead of my opponent, meaning that they are forced to play a card in this round to win it. That being said, I'm just going to burn for a total of 17 points, and hope to God that that's good enough, because I have no other play.
Any last words?
The more and more I play with this deck, the less and less I like this Fryhead officer.
They can hide, but there is no escape.
Seeing as though that the Necker came down, and that was a unit that is forced to be in the melee row, I very easily could have had. I just didn't think that they would carry 2 Neckers in hand. That's my fault. Then again, they currently need to beat 13 points, and that might cost them both of their cards at this point. Which, going into the final round against 1 8-strength Necker doesn't seem that bad. Oh, they probably drew the Necker off the King of Toads, or the Toad Prince, excuse me. And the only card that's going to get you out of this is Ghoul. Ghoul's not even going to get you out of this, is it? Because that's 14 points. We tie. Everything you have is going into this play. If you Necker Warrior your Neckers, you can actually pull one of your weaker Neckers if you choose that unit. Mind you, that would be very good for me.
You die, human.
Interesting. Starting out with a 10-point bronze, I'm not going to say no to that. Then again, hard mulliganing for, say, a... Oh, well, I'm guaranteed to tie.
Blood and neck ends. Similian Vat.
That was the card I was going to mulligan for, actually.
Drink this, you'll feel better.
A lot better. Not that it matters. Well played. That was a really fun game. Good game. Moving our way closer to rank 16.